And so this is kind of just something I do for fun. I stumbled upon nature weaving because I was outside one day and I have tons of like wild things growing in my backyard. And I was like, I should weave with these. I should make something pretty to kind of, you know, be stationary in my yard. So I put 2 sticks down and made my side post, put a stick across the top, and then I created my warp and just started weaving with like plants that were in my backyard. And it was just really fun. And I looked it up. Other people do the same thing. They grab plants from nature. So all these that you see were either picked ethically, you know, they're weeds or they're not being used. The flowers are kind of dried. So the bees have already gotten all the good, you know, nectar out of them, all the good sugars. So that's kind of why we do it towards the end of the growing season, because I don't want to use fresh flowers that our bees and our other, you know, animals are still going to be using out here. So we've got some bee balm, we've got a couple other flowers that we've dried. Do you guys want to come grab sticks first? Would that be a good place to start so we can teach you how to warp it? Yeah? Okay, cool. Let's do that. Put it right over here. Y'all can just come up. Just come up. And I want to hear your names too. I'll wait till we get back to our seats and then we can talk about names. We can introduce ourselves. Okay, different sizes. Small, large, this is kind of medium size. Okay. So y'all can pick. You want a large and a small? Is that good? Yeah? Okay, cool. What size would you like? All right. Okay. Weaving 101. The very first thing you're going to want to do is have your loom, a pair of scissors, which I've got for you guys. I've got probably 6 or 7 pairs of scissors, and some warp string. Your warp is the backbone of your weaving, okay? This is how easy it is to warp a loom. And on a real loom, you're going to have pegs at the top and the bottom, so you just go up and down, up and down. That's it, super easy. With these branches, picked out some good V-shaped branches. And if anybody's breaks, we've got extra. I think they should be strong enough. We're going to tie a double knot on the smaller end at the top, whatever you want the top to be, doesn't really matter. Wiggle it down, make sure it's tight, double knot tight. Okay, so you got it like that. And you're going to go down, under the bottom, over the top, and kind of leave some space in between, see? Bottom to top, just like that. And last year, we used fishing line, and I like the way it looks because it's clear and you can see the plants really well. But this year, I've got cotton yarn, and this is a cotton linen blend, which is, of course, natural materials, because the fishing line didn't really want to stick to the branch. It was like sliding up and down the sides of the branch. So when you've got a V shape like this, something that's kind of slick is not going to work as well as something like cotton because it's going to kind of stick to the wood. So if you guys ever want to do this with kids, or if you've got students or your family members, use something that's not fishing line, because I would not recommend that with kids. It didn't work out as well. You can go as wide as you want. I'm just going to kind of stop right there. You're going to tie it off again at the top, and that's it. I'll show you how to start weaving as soon as we all get this done. I'm sorry I couldn't do that for you guys. I tried to do it this morning, but I was like, nope, don't have time. I'm going to teach them to do it themselves. So if everybody wants to come up here, I've got a couple different colors. I've got black and white, and then I've got this kind of natural color of the linen and cotton. You guys can just come up and we'll just like dispense your warp string. What color would you like?
I'll just go all natural.
This thicker string is good if you're doing like delicate stuff, of course, but the thinner is fine for like multi-purpose use. So it's kind of a different, this is like your baker's twine. It's like a very thick kind of cotton, and this is a very thin linen blend. So I like because it's sheeny too. Isn't that a pretty color? I thought it was a really nice blend. You've got kind of a smaller one.
If you have old yarn,
yes, I've got some old yarn in here. I was going to show you guys. But it's kind of one of those things, if it's stretchy at all, you don't want to use it as your warp string, because warp string needs to be taut. And that's something else I'm about to tell you. I know y'all are wrapping it. When you tie it off, try to make sure it's, kind of taut. It's going to hold your material. So you don't want it to be loose, or everything will just fall out of the weaving, right? You're welcome. Do you want that color? Does anyone have any questions right now?
Would you just repeat the first knots?
Yes, literally you're just going to do a double knot. And so here's what I did. I started here at the smaller part, and I went around, over, and so I'm not going in between the branches, I'm going over the branches. And then when we weave, we're going to bring those together, like I said. So, and you can see mine's kind of taut. It can be, tighter than that. Shouldn't really be looser than that. Yours is perfect. That's good. Yeah. That's a good size too. It's a good practice size to start out. Yeah, and if you want to do it, you can. That's perfect. You're good. You have enough to tie it.
I'm just gonna borrow yours.
Maybe. You're like, oh no. Let me get scissors out for everybody. If y'all have questions. I like the black. I think it's kind of fun because you've got the contrast. So either one is good. I do a lot of black. and then I do white on top of it, and so it really pops the white out, yeah. Something that's really good to do in nature weaving, if you guys are going to keep the weaving in your house, is to use some kind of aromatic plant, like lemon balm, or basil, or spearmint, or I've got citronella up here. I love the way it smells. It's lemony. So,
Citronella, isn't that what they use in like bug repellent? Like
yes, I have a huge pot outside, and that's what the clipping is from.
Can I get a black for this side?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, you're doing like double.
Oh.
You're doing double the work, but it's gonna be awesome. It'll look good. No, you're good. It'll probably take you a little longer, but like I don't care. You can stay here as long as you want. Okay, I think that should be long enough. And you can just go over this. It's not gonna matter if they intersect. You know, it'll be fine because they'll be separate. You got it? Mm-hmm. Okay.
pretty good.
Yeah, looks good. It's gonna be perfect. Okay, let me get mine. So, do you guys want me to show you how to weave, or would you like to come gather your materials first? Gather materials. She was like, I'm excited. Okay, cool. So we've got some different plants. These are just flowers from some onions that shot up in my backyard. These are false indigo. They kind of have a little sound to them. There's still seeds in there. These are just some literally like weeds that grow on the side of the road. This is goldenrod. We've got lemon balm right here. This is an asparagus fern. More onion flowers. Citronella up front. You don't really want a lot of the citronella because it's really strong. So you get a couple leaves max. Over here we've got privet berry, which is another local kind of invasive plant that people don't like, but their berries are a great color. But I like the leaves. Some dried flowers, and then back here we've got some more local plants and flowers. So you guys just come and grab what you want.
How many did we get?
How many?
Yeah, how much do we?
Look at your loom, and if I were doing it, I would get probably a big bundle to start with, and then if you need more, you can come and get more, obviously, right? And if y'all want to cut them, or you can pull them, like these are all kind of standard pull out of things. Yeah, you're good. Other things, if y'all want to incorporate, we've got vintage yarn that I brought, and then I've got some naturally dyed yarns. I'm just going to get them out for you guys to look at. So right here, this is naturally dyed with yellow onion skin. Surprise, it's yellow, right? I know, it's pretty though. This is naturally dyed with eucalyptus. If anybody wants to see, this is all wool. And then this is, like I said, some vintage yarn that's just like an acrylic blend yarn, but I like the colors. So if anybody wants any of the vintage yarn, we've got some brown, blue, and like a gold color. Yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
you know, that's what I'm thinking. Some of them are dry, but maybe bugs on them. Bugs up. Other things that I didn't bring that you can use in your nature weaving, things you find outside, you know, local feathers from birds that have just kind of dropped. I've seen people weave like little acorn caps in, all kinds of cute things. So whatever you guys have around, you can pretty much use anything. Paper is good. If you've got some old paper, like I've got some art paper at my house from when I was in school, you know, that could be fun to weave into and add some color to it. Does anybody want any of the naturally dyed yarn? I can cut some. It's kind of up to you. The design of the weaving is informed by the plants, of course, and I brought the extra yarn just so you guys can use it if you wanted to, because I like the colors of the natural dyes. Those dyes were, basically you cook down your plant matter, and these give a really pretty yellow dye too. You boil it for like an hour, and then you throw your yarn in there and add some salt or vinegar, depending on if it's cotton or wool, and that's it. So it's completely natural. It's not going to harm our water. You know, there's no bad effects of that natural dye. So I just brought it so you guys could see it and, you know, check it out. I'm working this taller one so we can stand it up and you guys can watch me do this. I have so much of it in my house. Okay, look what I did. Didn't make it long enough. Of course, it's okay. I'm going to start again. If this ever happens, you guys are at home, just cut another piece of string. Just keep going. This is a really fun project. Like I said, if you're a teacher or you have kids that you're taking out on a hike, you guys can gather materials while you're outside. And it's not, it's not too time consuming, but it's, I think, an interesting enough project for kids where they're like, I've never done that before. What are you doing? How do you do that? They're kind of engaged in it. And also it gets them used to using things outside and being exposed to bugs and nature, and it's awesome.
Away from the TV.
What, away from the TV. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that. But I have a little brother, and he's hooked to his like little, what is it, Game Boy? I don't even know what it's called, you guys. PlayStation, whatever it is, handheld game. And I'm like, I want you to be outside playing. And he does like sports, but still, don't worry about it, you know. I'm warping this one all the way down. Check this out. And you can do this if you've got a bigger piece of wood. We're going crazy. Just so you guys can watch me while I'm doing it. All the way around. As you can see, the branches that have more stuff on them, this has got like moss covered all over it and there's bark falling off. It's a little easier because these strings aren't going to move. Right, the branches that are nice and smooth are a little harder to work with. And I'm sorry if anybody got one. She's starting over. She's got a smooth bridge. Sorry about that. Okay. So first thing we're going to learn, and this may be the only thing we learn because there's so many of you guys, I don't want to take too much time, is the basic tabby weave. And it's called tabby weave or basic weave, and it's so simple. And I think people who take it in class should know. What we're going to do with our plant material is we're going to go under one string, over another, under one string, over another. That's it the whole time. But then on your next line, you want to do the opposite, okay? So if you've gone under, over on your top line, you want to go opposite underneath that, right? Because if you do the same, it's all just going to be like, it's not going to look woven. Okay, we're going to start. Is everybody ready to start?
Okay.
Maybe, do you want me to help you warp yours? Do you want me to help you warp it?
Well, I was trying to see if there was another angle.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. That's what I was going to say. All right, so I'm going to start out with some asparagus fern over here. Cut some off. Need the scissors? I got some. Okay, cool. I'm going to use like a real small piece, like this size, right? Which may not be big enough for this huge loom that I just did. And I'm not going to even go that far. We're going to start at the top. We go under the first one, over the top of the next one, under the third one, over the fourth one. That's the first thing I wanted to weave. And as you can see, I just kind of moved to the side because I'm going to build my weaving out this way. You guys can turn yours if you want, like this. You can go top down or bottom up, whatever you feel like doing. Does anybody need help? Happy to come help. Yes, ma'am.
I got these two.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
My second piece of yarn.
Yes, ma'am.
Do I go ahead and do it now, or should I wait
Well, if you want to.
and
If you want to do it now, you can. I can show you how to lock in the yarn if you want. These branches are easy to lock in. Yarn's a little bit harder because we may have to tie it off. You want to do the yarn first?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll come back there and show you. Okay. Actually, does everybody want to see this? I can do it up here.
Okay.
Yeah? Yeah? Okay, cool. Here's what, I'll use some of the yellow. That's easier to see. I'm gonna grab your scissors. Actually,
Go
did yours
ahead.
come out?
No, it got loose.
I'm sorry, you want a thicker string?
No, I think it's just because my knot isn't very,
Is it tight enough?
yeah.
Did you see what I did to hers? I wrapped it before I tied it off.
So that's,
It kind of made it a little more taut. It's just a little trick. Thank
Okay.
you so much. I've stolen their scissors, so I'm gonna put it around.
so
Okay.
I thought if I did,
Yarn in hand. We've got one end of yarn, right? We're gonna start at the top just to make it easier on you guys. My first string is out here, this one. I'm gonna go under, actually I'm gonna go over it, under the next one, like that. Then my next string's back here. I went under the last one, so we're gonna go over it, under again. Over, under. Now I'm kind of down here where I've got to kind of stop. So I'm going to tie it off. See what I'm doing back here? I'm going to tie this piece off. I'm literally just going to make a simple knot on my warp string. If anyone wants, I can come show them what I'm talking about. But it's basically that. Tie it to the warp string. Once you've already woven it through it. See? Hey Sheila! So glad you had to come. No, it's okay. Ma'am. Here, I'll show you. I wove it through, and then I tied a normal knot down. Okay, I'm gonna get back to using the yarn really quickly. If you guys would like to see that, actually no, I need to help you first. Hang on, never mind.
I mean,
No, you're good, you're good. I want you to get going. Can we use black or you want to use white? Or you want to use it? Ooh, this would be so pretty. Yeah, let's use that. That would be awesome. Sorry, I didn't think about it. I was like, yes, let's do that. Okay, so what we're doing is using some really thick wool yarn that I naturally dyed for her warp string. And you can really use anything for your warp string. You can use wool, you can use cotton, you can use newspaper yarn. I wouldn't suggest newspaper yarn, but you could use newspaper yarn if you really want to. Can I cut this off?
Oh yeah, I was trying and then I was like, ended up
I'm
making
sorry, I
it.
stole your scissors.
Well, it's yours.
These are my kitchen scissors. I grabbed a couple of those because I was so panicked.
There you go.
Okay, double knot, just so it stays. So this wool is it's gonna stick to the branch. Yeah, you know what you're doing.
Not really.
Do you do yarn or knitting or anything?
I do crochet.
That's what I was gonna say, you know. It has that sticky, like,
Yeah.
it wants to felt with everything, and I love it for that reason. So we've got some extra, so here's something I'm trying to make sure it's tight by wrapping it a couple times. And you wouldn't do this on a normal loom, but you can just, you know, just do it. And this extra you can use in your weaving if you want, or you can just leave it here and I'll use it.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
Okay, so I tied that off. I'm gonna tie it one more time just so it doesn't come undone. This is so thick. Okay, there you go.
So now.
Perfect.
Okay.
And if you want to cut this down, if you just want this part, just cut it right there. It doesn't matter. And you can use all of this to weave in the green as well, right?
Okay.
It's up to you. I cut these really long, so I didn't know who was going to be working with what. Like, obviously, that size.
Well, my first thought was just kind of weave it in and
You
then
can.
cut
You
off.
totally can. If you want to cut it to the size of your loom, though, you definitely can. Did you guys hear what I was telling her? Some of these pieces are kind of oddly shaped. You can cut them down, you can break them down, you can pull the leaves off, you can do whatever you want if you're having trouble. Do you want me to rewarp yours too? You want me to rewarp yours too, your loom? Yeah, okay. Do you want one of the cotton? You want to try that or you want to try, what are you feeling like? You like this one? Okay, keep going, keep doing it. Okay, so if you have any questions, I see people are already going in and I'm so excited. No? Okay, we're gonna keep going then. Yarn, back to the yarn, okay. This last one that I secured in, the very last string it went under. So the next one we're gonna go over, we're gonna go under, as you can see this is different, under, over. So now we're actually creating a weave by doing different unders and overs. And when you're actually using a loom, the spacing between the pegs is really important to the size, because it's gonna determine how you plan your pattern out. That looks beautiful. So on these, it's a little bit harder to see that because we've got all these different size spaces, but it's, you know, a natural loom. We're having fun with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. But when you're actually weaving, you want to make sure you're weaving and your pegs have the same amount of space in between them, okay? For future reference, you guys ever want to try weaving? Yeah, here you go. Under, over, go around the bottom, and we're back up the top.
And when you get with these leaves, these kind of make it more interesting as well.
I agree, and I love the leaves. That was really the first thing I ever did was just weaving leaves. It wasn't really any flowers, but I brought the flowers because they're pretty, you know? Okay. But like I said, I wouldn't be grabbing flowers from a garden where the butterflies and the bees are going to be getting their nectar from, so.
She's got some shears up there.
I have a couple, actually no, they're all, well here's the shears. You need some?
I just need.
Okay, I've done the yellow and I've got some asparagus burns. I'm gonna mix in something else. Maybe some of the false indigo leaves. Actually, I'm gonna do the whole branch. This is the bigger one. So let's see, what was my last line? Looks like it was under over. So we're gonna go over under on the next line. Like I said, we're just taking turns. We're going back and forth between the under over. Because if not, your materials aren't gonna stay in and it's not gonna look like a weaving. That one kind of has a funky shape to it. All right, next, I'm gonna do some goldenrod. And like I said, if you guys don't want all the leaves on there, just pull the leaves off. Doesn't matter. It's kind of your own aesthetic. You do what you want to do with it. This is a really relaxing thing to do. What did you say? Oh no! You mean to come bring some different yarn to you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's stop
Mine's
this
got the same
guy.
thing.
Stick him in here. Let's hope this doesn't fall over. No, it's gonna fall.
That first part, you know, it's really very important.
Oh, yeah, well, down here.
Scissors.
I was thinking that
Sure.
you had some color on your.
I don't know what I'm doing, so.
It might be fun to just take some yarn and wrap some of the.
Oh, yeah, branches.
Oh, the branches.
So last year when we did it, we had some kids get very creative with it, and they wrapped, I brought some vintage yarns, they wrapped the bottom of the branch with yarn, they wrapped the sides, they just went crazy with the yarn. So if you guys want to do that, feel free, I brought plenty. That looks awesome, that looks so good. Okay, let's do this. I think this one would be a lot better. I love that like linen cotton yarn, but it's very slick. Of course, you can see that because it's just like hopefully, I would call it sticky, but it's just. Okay, move it up a little bit and start right there. I'm gonna do actually, I'm gonna go inside and grab that. I'm gonna go around it like this. I'm hoping that will kind of help it stay. We're gonna catch it on all the little places that it'll catch. I'm actually gonna wrap it right here in the middle. This is not something that I told you to do, but if you want it to stay on, you can do it like this.
Backwards, just to the front.
Do this again.
Hey, let me see yours, bud.
I like these smaller ones because they're a little easier to work.
I stand.
I wanted to ask, once you get your creation made
Yes, ma'am.
and you're gonna display it,
What I would do,
how long do you think it would last?
how long would it last? Right here.
And how would you display it?
Okay, so this is what I've done in the past, especially working with kids. Display it as long as you want. You can toss it anytime. If it's got aromatic plants in it, I would just hang it upside down and put it in my kitchen or my pantry to let it dry. And you've got, you know, that for as long as you want it. If you're doing it outside, like I said, I've done the stationary loom in my backyard. You can leave that for as long as you want, and over time it'll kind of come apart. Oh gosh, I just messed this up while I was talking. I did not begin starting over. Sorry, trying to do too many things at once. It's like up to you. Like I said, you can it doesn't really matter. It kind of depends on how you feel about it. I like doing them outside because then it feels like you can leave it as long as you want. It can just be enjoyed, by anyone that walks by. I've seen them in the woods, hiking. I've seen people just like leave them on the trail, which I think is so cool. We're gonna throw all this excess in the floor, and I'm gonna pick it up later just so you have a clean station to work on. Does that sound good? Literally just crack the floor. Yep, go to the floor. I'll sweep it up when we leave. Okay, try one more time. That looks so good. Beautiful. I like the false indigo because, as you guys heard, it has that little shake to it, so you can almost use it like a musical instrument too. Okay. I think I know where the trouble is. This is long. So I'm not going to wrap this one quite as tight as that other one.
You bending it in, wasn't
I was bending it in. That's what I did. So at the end, I finished it, and it was way too tight. So I'm still gonna wrap it right here. Does anybody need any help right now? Are you still doing good? I'm gonna keep weaving then. I also grabbed some recycled sari silk, which is another natural material. If you guys want any of that to weave in, I just got it sitting out. You come grab some. I'm gonna use some in this in just a second so you can see what it looks like. It just looks like ribbon. It's nothing fancy. Let's do that. Push that through.
I think I'm finally starting.
This all you want? Yes.
That's very nice of you. I'll do some lemon oil. Do you smell it? It smells really good. You might need any more plants, or come up and get some if you need them.
Those right inside it? Yes. Oh, they should just go through the, might have some more.
Those are pretty. I like those a lot. So like a good example, if you guys wanted to, at the end of your growing or garden season, you could make these and just have them out, just to enjoy. I've used sunflowers before that were, almost at the end of their life. Any local plant, any flower that you enjoy, you can put in here. Does anybody want any more yarn? I've got some out. I'm gonna cut some. I'm gonna show you a trick. I think it'll help you. One done up here. Woo! Good job. Nice. You want to wrap anything down here? Or wrap these on? Yeah? That would look good. You could always do like a black wrap around it and just like finish it off with the black yarn.
That's right, I did.
Let me see where we put it.
You did most of it. You did all the pretty stuff.
Here, I got scissors.
Thank
Here,
you.
you want some? How many? 3 pieces?
Yeah, but she put it there. Here's a.
Sorry. Here, I can use that little one if you want. Yeah, there you go. Use this. Got some of this too. Got some. Here. These are longer. What about that guy in the front? That one good? You got it? Yeah, that was real long. You want another one?
Yeah. I have to spread my
God,
mouth.
I know, we got a lot of big cut. Here you go. There's 2 more. Thank you.
And I'm gonna need a yellow, but I'll wait till I get you.
I understand. I can bring it over there to you. I will do the raffle in just 1 second. Or actually, would you let's do the raffle since we've got one done? He can go if he's ready whenever. I know, I really like yours. I'm eyeing it. It's got a really pretty top on it with all the flowers coming up the top.
Sarah, yellow?
Little yellow. It's right in front of us. Right there. I was like, it's so close. I just saw it. Do you need scissors? I have some. I was gonna say, here's my scissors right here. You want to grab them and then give them back to me? I have to. Thank you.
I should take it back to you. I should just do both.
Yeah, you should definitely. That yellow goes so well with the goldenrod. You've got a lot of the goldenrod in there.
Oh, you go right ahead.
Yeah, dude, here's my scissors right here. Use them. If you wanted to use these as kind of a bug repellent, you definitely could. Let's say you use citronella, lemon balm, spearmint, peppermint, all things that mosquitoes don't like. You can just have it close to you or use it, to swat the mosquitoes as you're sitting outside. I've definitely done that before. I had a lot of citronella. Look, I'm gonna make a full citronella branch. And it smelled great, but I mean, the mosquitoes were not around me. I was kind of waving them away, Totally worked. That looks beautiful. Y'all are doing so many good things. Here's something that's okay. It's okay. That way, if you hang it, all the,
That's what I was.
yeah,
That's what I was.
that'll be perfect. That's beautiful. I like the yellow yarn you guys use. It's so bright.
Yes, go right ahead.
Right here. Right. These are right hits.
So sorry.
Sorry, I'm probably all my. These are not though. Look, do you need these? You got it? Okay, cool. Those are my utilitarian all-purpose everything scissors.
I keep missing my bottom blue. I can't see it.
I told him something's easy to do. If you're struggling with the bottom of it, just weave from the bottom, right? Start with, yeah.
And then go,
Yeah.
well now,
It's
now
so
you
hard to know.
now you tell me.
Should have told you that earlier, but if you're using flowers, you want to protect the flower, obviously, so use the bottom
Bottom,
stem.
yeah.
Right, yeah.
Well, I faked my way through it.
Sorry. It looks beautiful. I love that. It's like a mini one. It's so cute. The dry flowers look really good too. Yeah.
I'm actually impressed with myself.
I'm actually impressed. That's exactly what we want you guys to leave with. Feeling good about the work you did, because it should be relaxing and fun and not stressful at all. I started weaving a couple years ago because I wanted a way to relax in front of the TV. I do spinning and I do make jewelry and I do a couple other fiber art things, but the weaving is like a very meditative process. And like I said, if you do this outside, it's a really good way to just kind of relax. If you're with your kids or grandkids or nieces and nephews or anybody, you know. So, does anyone need any help right now? You guys good? I kind of want to walk around and see everyone's creations because they look awesome. Yes, y'all did such a good job. This is beautiful, all the yellow in it. Can I shake it? Yeah, I just love that. I love those. They're so cool. Does it go here? Yeah, it looks awesome. I love this top part. It's so cool. Oh, you don't have to use it. Yours looks good, dude. I just thought you might want some yarn if you need it. Not, I can take my.
Anybody have any scissors they're not using?
Beautiful.
Got some extra
Oh,
yarn
just
left
put
over.
some up
Do you
there.
want this?
Throw it on the front. Yeah, I'll use it. I'll keep it. I don't want to throw it away. You know, I will use everything. Basically. Thank you very much.
Waste not, want not.
Exactly. Are you done with your scissors?
Yes.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you for coming to class. Love it. Especially with aromatic ones in that part. I'm going to talk to you. Man, y'all are like impressing me. Yes. Yes, I was gonna sweep it all up afterwards. We've got some people who are finished who are gonna show theirs off up here. If anyone's finished,
Oh,
come show it
that's
off. Come up and show
nice.
it. He's filming and he's gonna put this on YouTube. So if you want to show it off, that's beautiful. I'm smelling such vanilla. I love it. Thank you guys. You did such a good job. Anybody else want to show it off? I'm so proud of you. That looks awesome.
And that's cute, that old one.
I like them. I know. This is like a mini one. All right. Is everybody good? Does anyone have any questions or need any help right now? No?
This was so much fun.
I'm so glad you guys had a good time. It's one of those things, like I said, that should be relaxing and fun.
Right.
And so that's what I want it to be. Good. Awesome.
So now, because which one was the second?